It's all about Dragon Age the Veilguard being a failure. Dragon Age the Veilguard, a game that was in development for years, that cost hundreds of millions of dollars, has been a complete and total nightmare. There's really no debating that at this point. That's the reason they haven't publicly come out and bragged about their sales numbers. That's why even if it's in its first month, they couldn't crack the top 5 in games sold. It is a failure for EA and BioWare. And apparently, the reason it was a failure, at least according to David Jaffe, director of God of War 1 and 2, the guy who was involved with Twisted Metal back in the day, that David Jaffe, he thinks that YouTubers are to blame, specifically Grifters.
Let's go!
God of War director David Jaffe blames YouTube Grifters for killing Dragon Age the Veilguard and compares transgenderism to being black. Basically saying that people that don't want a bunch of trans shit in their video games, that they want a button that just takes all the black people out of games too. That's essentially what he said. But we have to listen to him because this is him coping. It can't possibly be that maybe there's just a big portion of the audience out there that agrees with these people that are making YouTube videos. They're being manipulated by those people.
When you say that the gaming community ruined this game's success, I mean, I don't think that's entirely fair, but I think there is a lot of truth to it. If you're EA, you've got to kind of prepare for the market winds that you're sailing into and all that. And so they should have been prepared to counter, and they weren't. Really, at this point, all that gaming community that you're talking about has done is they've made it so they've actually made games worse, which is what they say they're trying to not do, because they have the charismatic grifters that make the videos that for whatever reason people respond to.
For whatever reason, right? These people, for whatever reason, people respond to it. Maybe it's because they agree with what they're saying. Maybe people on YouTube usually search out things that actually resonates with them, and maybe that's what's happening. It can't possibly be that that's the case. It has to be that these grifters are lying to people, and that's why these games are failing.
I reject this nonsensical idea from people like him and others that blame YouTube grifters on everything. And I've talked about this a few times. Why is there no YouTube grift in just hating on Nintendo? Why isn't that? Why is it that a thing? Why is it there a thing? But the point is why isn't it there? Because there's no Nintendo fans are generally happy with Nintendo's products. Yes, you can point things, you can point holes in problems here and there, but generally speaking, there's no grift to be had. Why is there not a YouTube grift for hating on Minecraft? Because people like Minecraft. If Minecraft went woke, if Nintendo went woke, do you know what would happen? Do you know what would happen? And the audience started rejecting it? There would be a YouTube grift, because there would be enough unhappy people that were looking for that type of content that would want to hear you complaining about this thing. That's the bottom line. Why did the YouTube grifters, why couldn't they kill off Barbie?
Exactly.
Why couldn't they kill off
successful
Wicked?
In making the Marvels a flop, yet Barbie like the biggest movie of that year?
Exactly. The target audience loved Barbie. That's the bottom line. The target audience loved it, and it became a success. Same with Wicked. Yet the target audience did not like the Marvels. They did not like that at all. They didn't like all the other, most of the MCU movies in the most recent phase. Therefore, when you complained about these things, the target audience wanted to hear what you had to say because they were unhappy with it. It's that fucking simple. And these clowns are constantly trying to shift the goalpost and take the blame off the people that should be blamed, which are the people behind the project. It's that simple. Fuck these people.
Yeah, and obviously this is a 7-minute video where he discusses this. He talks about some of the people involved, things like that. Didn't go well for him once people started talking about that, because we should actually look at this ratio. 5,000 dislikes to 246 likes. It has over 2,600 comments, Jeremy. Right?
Damn.
I don't think you've ever played a single Dragon Age game before. Am I out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong. 100% L take. 22 hours, had no idea what's happening in the game. Just wonderful. Bro actually compared racism to dudes pretending to be women. He does get into that. He talks about how people are upset over the trans option, basically want to erase black people from games. They want a button to erase black people from games. But he got roasted by this, and including from Vera Dark, who's been on this show before. We love Vera. God of War creator melts down and spazzes out after Vera Dark roasts him. And he absolutely did do just that. But we have to listen to some of this because he was reacting to her video about him. And then David Jaffe says something that if one of us said this, he'd probably get very, very mad that we said something like this. Are you ready, Jeremy? Are you ready for Vera Dark comes for Papa Jaffe?
Let's go.
Fucking queer.
I've never defined grifter as that. A grifter is somebody who makes money off people by lying to them. That's what they do. A grifter is not someone who sits in front of a camera and talks about video games, Vera Dark. You just don't know how to do this. You don't know how to do this. You are in that chair, Vera, because of your hair and your face and your gender. And that's fine, by the way. There's no problem with that. I don't deny anyone making money and build.
Dude.
Yes, you're only there because you're a fucking woman.
Her shit, dude. She's actually very, very knowledgeable and articulate and goes through the grind of playing games, sometimes games that other people just aren't even that interested in. She'll stream even if there's not a ton of people watching her to grind through the games. She has knowledge that would run circles around most people in this entire sphere.
Yeah, this is what I think. There's no doubt. There are a ton of female content creators that have no idea what they're fucking talking about.
She ain't one.
Retarded, and they're successful because they're hot.
Yep.
I'm not gonna stand on some moral high ground and pretend that that's not the case. It 100% is, and I have no respect for a lot of those women out there. That's not Vera Dark.
No.
Vera Dark is very analytical in the way she presents everything. It's not like she presents herself as like she's not sexualizing herself or anything like that. That is the 100% wrong person to say that about. But it shows you that, hey, when you fucking irritate these people, the mask comes slipping off a little bit. If one of us had said that about a content creator that was maybe on his side, he'd have a fucking meltdown about it. But he's still claiming that I didn't say anything sexist. I was just specifically talking about her.
Yeah.
It is not going well for him. In any way.
I am all for more hot chicks that are actually intelligent and know what they're talking about. Like, we need more of that. And the fact that he is sitting here going, oh, this pretty girl, she's only got a following because she's pretty. And it's like, dude, have you even listened to her? She would run circles around him on gaming knowledge.
Yeah, and this is the wrong person to say that about.
Yes.
Because Vera knows what the fuck she's talking about, and the way that she presents her videos. There's no way that you can describe her as one of these kind of fucking pick-me, like Instagram thoughts or something that goes out there and only has a following because they're hot. There are those out there. There are those in dominated places that I have absolutely zero respect for. Vera Dark is not one of those.
David, we could point them all out to you, the ones that you want to call out, but the problem is most of them probably agree with your politics, so you'd be scared to call them out. But there's plenty of women that don't know shit about what they're talking about, and they use their looks to get attention, and people are not watching them for their opinions. I can promise you that. There's a ton of those bitches out there. A ton of them.
And obviously with 300 likes and 4,000 dislikes, it has over 3,000 comments. Hypnotic, this is embarrassing. I'll show everyone how progressive I am by mocking a woman's intelligence and implying her looks are the only reason people watch her. Man horseshoed so hard, he ended up further right than the far right. Hilarious. Old man, get off the internet. You went full retard. Wait, is this the guy who thought Metroid puzzles were too hard? Always the dumbest dudes who call women inferior and accuse them of relying on their looks. And like the thing is David Jaffe, God of War, Twisted Metal. At one point, I would say like the late 2000s, this guy was like kind of a fucking legend.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't been making games for a while now. He's basically just a commentator like everyone else. But maybe he's upset because all of these other people are getting way more interaction than he is at this point.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. How about that? That's what he's done. That's what he's done. So listen, someone said in the chat that you only watch because I'm hot. I'm not here to be easy on the eyes for you.
That's right.
I am here to be respected for my intelligence and how articulate I am. Please do not objectify me with your super chats. You can't buy me, okay, chat? Just so we're clear. Have some respect. I'm not here so you can jerk off, okay? That's not why I'm here. So please have a little more respect for me on my stream. Thank you very much. Have a good day and say nice things about me in chat.
You guys can jerk off to me if you want, as long as you can keep the chats in between. I don't care.
Yeah, but the David Jaffe getting destroyed is one of the most beautiful. Like, he has no support whatsoever.
Oh,
He has no. There's no fans. There's nothing. He's getting wrecked, dude. It's bad.
Yeah, it's rough. He's very out of touch, right? It just so happens that these people that are being successful, they're much more in touch with the audience than you are at this point in life.
Yes.
That's the truth. People don't want to sit through a game which forces this weird, cringe, non-binary acceptance storyline on everyone. And it's not just YouTubers, people that don't like it. We went through articles where it's like these trans woke left-wingers are like, I appreciate the effort, but this is shit. Right? So it's not like it's just, oh, all right, people don't like it, and they're brainwashing people to not like it too. The game's a failure. Simple.
Fucking wild, man. The picture you put of him in the thumbnail, man. Holy shit. That's a rough picture.
That was before he shaved his beard, but I Googled David Jaffe mad, and there weren't a ton of options. They're all very low res. So,
oh man, good shit.
it is what it is.